Morning, everybody. I am Bear with BearIndependent.com, and this is the Bear Daily Brief right here in my dirty paws. I'm glad y'all are here. Good morning, Okie Storm Chaser. Shalom, brother. Thank y'all for being here. I really do appreciate it. 97,800 and something is the current number of subscribers to this channel. We're trying very hard to get over 100,000 because if we do, then YouTube's algorithm has to take us a little bit more seriously, and that would be a great blessing to us. So if you would please like this video or this live stream. Subscribe if you'd like to be here. Shalom, Tommy Salter. I owe you a text message back. I haven't made it there yet, brother, but bless you. And share this out. If you're listening on podcast, please feel free to click over to YouTube and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate you. Shalom, Danny Jackson. Also, if you're on podcast, please feel free to rate and review us. That helps in the podcast world. That's like a digital high five if you do those things. So if you'd like to give us a digital high five, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. Share this out to people who need to see it, please. And if you're on the podcast format, digital high five, rate and review the show. We greatly appreciate it. Intel@BearIndependent.com is the email address you use to send us actionable intel so that we can do this report together a day. Intel@BearIndependent.com. If you send an email to Intel@BearIndependent.com, that is like when an angel gets its wings, except it's when a dance monkey gets its intel nugget. So you keep the dance monkeys fed with the delicious, tremendous intelligence, all the best intel when you email them at Intel@BearIndependent.com. Some nonsense you heard on Reddit is not intel. The same Facebook post you've seen 3 times in one day is not intel. Good morning, Stumps, Roots, and Shoots. Intel is stuff that you have observed with your own eyes and is actionable. Actionable. Also, you send your silver linings, your good news, reasons why we shouldn't jump off of tall buildings to Intel@BearIndependent.com. And of course, Patreon is how you support the show. YouTube hates our effing guts. We hate their effing guts back. This is a really difficult sandbox to play in. We would not do this show if it was not for Patreon. We post this every day, this brief every day on Patreon, in addition to a minimum of 30 additional exclusive pieces of content per month on Patreon. And it's a brand new month, which means it's a great time to sign up for Patreon. And we also have yearly subscriptions available now as well. And when you sign up for a yearly subscription, you get 2 months free. So if you want to be a $10 patron, or I'm sorry, a $1 patron for a year, it's $10. It's $10. So that gets you a year of Bear on Patreon. Just saying, it's out there. Now, Bear Independent Intel Report, the 1st of September, 2020. Reynaldito, thanks for the badass cup. Badger, thanks for all the badass cups that are right over there. And the shot glasses, we're gonna have to use those, but not right now, because it's first thing in the morning. Overview. A new wave of layoffs is expected from several high-profile U.S. companies, such as Stanley Black & Decker, American Airlines, and Coca-Cola. And many businesses, such as bars and travel companies, are still in dismal shape. Good morning, Diggin. Unsurprisingly, Black Lives Matter, Inc. does appear to be in bed with the Democratic Party. Donations to the organization are processed through the left-leaning, quote, Act Blue Charities, end quote, which takes a processing fee, distributes the remainder to BLM, and then proceeds to support leftist political campaigns. Information on the legal status and some of the ties of the 501c3 BLM Global Network Foundation can be found at www.influencewatch.org. This link is in the report on Patreon. And also, huge digital high five to the genius that co-opted, developed, I don't know, www.antifa.com. you should just go to www.antifa.com. Good morning, Watchman News. Good morning. Watchman News is a good channel if you're looking for news. Watchman News takes portions of broadcasts from several different people, us included, and amalgamates it together, conglomerates it together, and puts up like a daily reel of the high points. And it's a good channel to follow. So if you're looking for more unbiased or less biased information, Watchman News is a good place to go. Now, for real though, Antifa.com redirects to, drumroll please, Mark Chase, JoeBiden.com. You're welcome, Watchman News, you're welcome. JoeBiden.com. So, whoever trolled the F out of Joe Biden by developing Antifa.com and making it redirected to JoeBiden.com. Air Force retired. Bless you, brother. Thank you. Really, that's freaking tremendous. I love this Antifa.com and AFR. Bless you and thank you, brother. I promise you that those funds will be stewarded to the best of my ability. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse, you might have heard of this fella. He's the kid out there in Kenosha who's slinging lead on bad guys. We've been talking quite a bit about this fella here lately. Melzo Designs, bless you. Kyle Rittenhouse, here's a statement from his attorney. Kyle Rittenhouse lives half an hour away, but worked in Kenosha as a community lifeguard. He had decided to help a business owner defend his property from rioters who were threatening it. Attorney Bainbridge released a statement on behalf of Kyle Rittenhouse. James Cannon, bless you, thank you. Quote, the business owner needed help to protect what he had left of his life's work, including 2 nearby mechanics shops. Kyle and a friend armed themselves with rifles due to the deadly violence gripping Kenosha and many other American cities and headed to the business premises. The weapons were in Wisconsin and never crossed state lines. His intent was not to incite violence, but simply to deter property damage and use his training to provide first aid to injured community members. Pause. Pausing the quote here. I just want to let you all know this office is now on fiber optic. It is the fastest fiber optic connection that the company who installed it has ever installed. So, when momentarily we lose our connection because of YouTube, just understand that the company that installed this fiber optic has never installed a faster service to a business, ever. So, with that, let me continue. His intent was not to incite violence, but simply to deter property damage and use his training to provide first aid to injured community members. After the crowd passed the premises and Kyle believed the threat of further destruction had passed, he became increasingly concerned with the injured protesters and bystanders congregating at a nearby gas station with no immediate access to medical assistance or help from law enforcement. Kyle headed in that direction with a first aid kit. He sought out injured persons, rendered aid, and tried to guide people to others who could assist to the extent he could do so amid the chaos. Good morning, NWA Prepper. Continuing the quote, as Kyle proceeded towards the second mechanic shop, he was accosted by multiple rioters who recognized that he had been attempting to protect a business the mob wanted to destroy. This outraged the rioters and created a mob now determined to hurt Kyle. They began chasing him down. Kyle attempted to get away, but he could not do so quickly enough. Upon the sound of a gunshot behind him, Kyle turned and was immediately faced with an attacker lunging towards him and reaching for his rifle. Pause. Multiple angles of video confirm all of this to this point. Continuing. He reacted instantaneously and justifiably with his weapon to protect himself, firing and striking the attacker. Kyle stopped to ensure care for the wounded attacker, but faced a growing mob gesturing towards him. He realized he needed to flee for his safety and his survival. Another attacker struck Kyle from behind as he fled down the street. Kyle turned as the mob pressed on him, and he fell to the ground. One attacker kicked Kyle on the ground while he was on the ground. Yet another bashed him over the head with a skateboard. Several rioters tried to disarm Kyle. In fear for his life and concerned the crowd would either continue to shoot at him or even use his own weapon against him, Kyle had no choice but to fire multiple rounds towards his immediate attackers, striking two, including one armed attacker. The rest of the mob began to disperse upon hearing the additional gunshots. Kyle allegedly attempted to go directly to officers after the shooting, but they ushered him away, so later that night he turned himself into police in the town where he lived. Quote, "A 17-year-old child should not have to take up arms in America to protect life and property. That is the job of state and local governments. However, those governments have failed, and law-abiding citizens have no choice but to protect their own communities as their forefathers did at Lexington and Concord in 1775. The law firm's founder, Jim Pierce, said in a statement, quote, "Kyle is not a racist or a white supremacist. He is a brave, patriotic, compassionate, law-abiding American who loves his country and his community. He did nothing wrong. He defended himself, which is a fundamental right of all Americans given by God and protected by law." End quote. There's a couple of things, teachable moments in here for us. I agree that a 17-year-old child should not have to take up arms in America to protect life and property. However, that is the job of state and local governments. I disagree at this point. Maybe, and we can argue the finer points at a later date, literally when the world is not on fire, but governments that are instituted among men exist, in my mind, only to protect our God-given rights with as little government as possible. And we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Here's the thing. Those governments have never had the job of protecting you and your family and your business. That has always been your job. And when we subcontract that job to them, we get subpar results. And I am in no way taking away from the men and women in law enforcement in our communities around the country, but their leadership is proving themselves to be a bunch of spineless bastards. So, yes, agreed that Kyle should not have to be doing the job of a man. Was in the Army when I was 17. He's old enough to protect the law. Amen. I don't want my sons, the bear camp sons, in plate carriers with rifles, because they're not 17 yet. That's my job. We, as Bear Nation, need to orient on the fact that law enforcement cannot do the job that they have sworn to do anymore, which means that if we continue down this road, there will be more and more incidents like this. Understand that, not just here in your brain, but here in your heart, so that the Most High might train your hands to war. Not that we want open conflict. I do not want open conflict, nor do I encourage open conflict. But you will not burn my business to the ground. You will not threaten my family. You will not come to my home, my business, or my place of worship and pose a threat to me. The end. And I would encourage y'all strongly to onboard that same mindset heart set and skill set for yourselves where you are. Now, I want to give this kid Kyle a Stomp Bag. I am positive he has other things going on in his life right now and could care less if some rando from the internet wants to give him a Stomp Bag. But if anybody knows a way to make that happen, I am happy to contribute to this young man's legal fees as well as give him a Stomp Bag. And I'm not kidding about that at all. So, let's make that happen, Bear Nation. This kid's heart and his mind were in the right place. He tried to render aid for one of the people that he himself shot out of necessity. Bless that kid. I'm sure he has a GoFundMe. We'll talk about GoFundMe at another time. Believe me, we run a charitable organization. Now, I want to give this kid a Stomp Bag. I want y'all, if you have food in your pantry, your bills are paid, and you're out of debt, and you got a little money in your pocket, and you like to support an American-made small business, you can consider bearindependent.com. This is the bare minimum. It's about this big. This is a Bear Fac. It's slightly larger. They come in all kinds of colors. Multicam, red, black, gray, OD green, coyote tan, and Marpat woodland, marine pattern woodland. Handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. Look at that stitching. That's a chalk line right there, where this was laid out by hand. Guaranteed forever. These are taking, so that you're aware, 5 to 6 weeks to fulfill right now. Okay? Handmade, made in America, COVID-19. I have 3. Bless you. These were designed in conjunction with United States Special Forces. They have been refined and improved in conjunction with United States Special Forces. The way this works is this mollies onto your kit. If you're hit, oh, I'm hit. You pop this open. Right there in the top, you got your combat gauze. Now this is an additional. You can add this at checkout if you like. But in this loop, you can put a SWAT tee, combat gauze, rolled gauze, compressed gauze, a couple of cigars, a tampon, a maxi pad, your wallet, a spare magazine, an extra cat tourniquet, whatever floats your boat, okay? You can put whatever the hell you want up here. I like combat gauze here. The outer pouch stays on your kit. The inner pouch, you grab the red and pull. And now you are holding in your hand a purpose-built blowout kit. It's not tethered to you by a little bungee cord or any of that dumb crap. It's right here. You pop this open, there it is, laid out, organized, ready to go. You have the carry handle here. You also have a little tab here. You can hang this on a hook in your helicopter, in your MRAP, in your Jeep, in your whatever you want while you're working on somebody. You have a 6-inch North American Rescue trauma bandage, emergency trauma bandage, a 1-inch roll of surgical tape up top, 14-gauge decompression needle for tension pneumothorax, a legit Gen 7 North American Rescue cat tourniquet, a pair of nitrile gloves, and then down here you have your nasal pharyngeal airway with Surgilube. Oh, I got my 5x9 stuck to it. Your 7 1/4-inch rescue shears right here. 2 5x9 gauze pads right here. And not 1, but 2, not compact, but full-size, high-fin chest seals, because bullets tend to go through people, not in people, subject to change at any point. And there's your lube for your nasal airway. These, again, are handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever, and are retailing for between $60 and $100 less than the Chinesium bullcrap that other companies would like to sell you, while calling it a deal. Well, that's not how we roll. Our mission statement is to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experiencing the abundance of His provision and blessing, which means that I don't have to charge you $250 or $300 for this kit. I can charge you far less than that and still have a good life, and I'm happy to do it. And this is the guts of the bare minimum. Same concept. Pops open just like that. Gloves, duct tape, cat tourniquet, surgical tape, trauma bandage. Down below, you got quick clot, 2x2s, 4x4s, 5x9s, triangle bandage, rolled gauze, compressed gauze, all kinds of stuff. And then you have a pocket back here that still has your stack with your shears, your airway, your high fins, and your 5x9s. And so, again, handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. 11 actual lives have been saved with these kits in the last 18 months. Everywhere from Afghanistan to Canada to Mexico to North Africa to the South China Sea. Confirmed lives saved. So I appreciate y'all very much. Check it out, bearindependent.com. You can use your health savings accounts and your flexible savings accounts. You can get your Stomp Bag. Your Combat Lifesaver Kit is now in the store as well. Adventure kits, whatever else you want, it's all there. 2 or more eyewitness accounts, continuity of infrastructure and supply chains. Repeating, shortages include ammo, firearms, coin, aluminum cans, home appliances, pressure-treated lumber, canning supplies, personal protective equipment, medical testing supplies and equipment, medical ventilation-related products, select Clorox products, select construction materials, and more. Essentially, everything. There's a shortage for everything right now. Repeating, multiple food recalls have occurred involving citrus, peaches, onions, and meat. Shalom, Brother Tommy. Have a fabulous day, brother. Stay dry. Legal, political, and military. Clatsop County, Oregon will be putting a measure on the November ballot asking voters to decide whether to prohibit county resources for use in the enforcement in any local, state, or federal law or regulation that restricts the Second Amendment. That's a good thing. What they're saying is, as a county, they want a vote on whether or not they should be using county resources to restrict the Second Amendment. It's a good thing as long as they say, no, we don't want to do that. Mark Chase, I saw you said Cub Kit. Hold on. Very briefly, for you, Mark Chase. For you. And then we're going to get back to the brief. These are the instructor polos, which is super cool, with the bear font across the back and the 11 lives saved hash marks on the sleeve. Very cool. So if you'll be seeing us at TCCC classes in September or October, you'll be seeing people, badasses I might add, wearing these. And then the Cub Kit. The Cub Kit is in development. You'll see this on the store in the near future. These will be less than $100, and they're applicable for children as well as a tiny kit for anybody who needs one. Little itty bitty bitty little. Look, there's my hand. Okay, Cub Kit. They're coming. They're coming. I need a little bit more time, but these will be available in black, red, navy blue, coyote tan, OD green, and some other freaking color I can't remember right now. Okay, great. Cub Kit. Pop this open. It's a little rip-away pouch. Okay, so you rip this away, open this up. This will have in it compact chest seals, a 4-inch flat fold emergency trauma dressing, surgical tape, SWAT tee, compressed gauze, duct tape, nitro gloves, and 2 5x9s. So you have gauze, tape, gloves. I'll put some BZK wipes in there for disinfectant, an airway, chest seals, and a tourniquet, and a trauma dressing in a pouch for kids, less than $100. So because, oh yeah, and the Combat Lifesaver is in the store as well. Because I want our kids well protected, okay? And this kit sells elsewhere for $150, $160, $175. That's stupid. That's stupid. The abundance of his provision and blessing is what we're after here, not trying to purchase my 4th yacht and decide whether or not I want a Gulfstream 5 or a Gulfstream 7. Okay? Okay. Back to the freaking report. Bless you, Brother Mark Chase. A Maryland Deputy Director for Governor's Office of Community Initiatives was fired after he was sharing a social media post that was a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse cleaning graffiti with the caption, quote, "I'm grateful that conservatives are rallying behind this kid. He genuinely seems like a good person." Awesome. Good morning, Phelps. Is Dudley misbehaving? Is Dudley misbehaving? Does Dudley need a sleepy hug? Dudley is a hard guy to get a sleepy hug on. So this guy in Maryland got fired because he thought Kyle Rittenhouse was a good dude. Who'd have thought? Barry, you have a question above. I haven't seen it, Michael. I'm doing this little thing called the report. We do questions, Q&A, sometimes at the end of the report, but most of the time on Tuesday night on the back porch on Tactical Tuesday. This is not that. Societal in general. The antiviral drug remdesivir was authorized in May for use in patients with severe forms of COVID-19. But emergency use of the medication has now been expanded by the FDA. It can now be used in all hospitalized COVID-19 patients. And several reports in the media depict a rise in positive cases for students who returned to in-person classes. For example, it has been reported that over 1,000 students at the University of Alabama have tested positive since in-person classes began. And while that's very interesting, we just reported yesterday that of the almost 170,000 air quote COVID-related deaths in the United States of America in the last 6 months, in actuality, only roughly 6% of those cases were COVID. The other 94% of those deaths had contributing factors, such as people were already sick or got shot in the chest or whatever and were recorded as COVID deaths. That means y'all have been walking around with masks on your face, not allowed to go to church, not allowed to go to work, watching the economy and the world geopolitical situation literally be lit on fire for less than 10,000 deaths in 6 months. I was talking with a brother recently, and he said something to the effect of 36 million more people would have to get sick in order for COVID numbers to match the H1N1 flu numbers of just a few years ago. This is a sham. It has always been a sham. It is not about safety, public safety. It's about control. And we have been saying for 6 months before anybody else was saying it, that they are using this opportunity to crash land the world's economies. The Great Reset is coming. What can you do about that? The system is crashing. The system is crashing. Act like it. Get independent of the system. BearIndependent.com. That's why we do what we do. If the system is breaking, do not be dependent upon the system. Single accounts, insider intel, and miscellaneous. A Louisiana area damaged by the hurricane is now seeing thugs from outside the area move in to listen for generator sounds in order to steal them. To which I would say, play them the song of our people. The sounds of 12 gauges being racked and bolt carrier groups being sent home on ARs. Play them that kind of music and see how long they hang out and try and steal our generators. Negative. No thanks. It's amazing what a 1500 lumen Olight Odin on the end of a 16-inch barrel AR will do for somebody's will to steal your things. Okay? Play them the song of our people. Also, do you have a mutual assistance group? You should. Do you have a mutual assistance group? Have you, no matter for the fact that we've been saying this for 6 months or more now, form groups and be in contact with your sheriff's department and be prepared as a group for civil unrest? Have you done that? Let today be your teachable moment. Do that, please. I'm not going to beg at you, and I'm really trying to not scream at the iPhone today, but please do that. And if they come for your generator or your neighbor's generator, play them the song of our people. Okay? In the Midwest, one contributor has seen multiple feed store customers traveling 45 minutes or more due to a lack of pig and chicken feed in their area. A contributor who works at his local police department says they have also received a memo about the People Nation gang factions across the nation's alleged pact to shoot any any officer that has a weapon drawn on site. He also heard a lot of bravado from people who would, quote, struggle to walk a mile in shorts and tennis shoes, end quote. He offered the reminder to get trained with firearms and get physically fit now. So, let's restate this last bullet point. A contributor here in the Bear Nation, Dudley, good morning. Good morning, brother. Contributor here in the Bear Nation, who is a police officer, or works at his local police department, rather, said that they too have seen the same intel about the People Nation's gangs shooting officers on site. Holy, holy, holy. Bless you. So, there's confirmation there. We had the FBI report on Patreon yesterday, 6-page report detailing the People Nation gang factions. And he also said that he's hearing a lot of bravado from people who would struggle to walk a mile in shorts and tennis shoes. And then offered the reminder to get trained with firearms and get physically fit now. I would agree 100% with that statement. If you can't... Guys, this isn't a rucksack, it's a Stomp Bag. It weighs 28 pounds or so. If you can't throw that thing on and put on your favorite pair of shoes and walk 3 miles in an hour, you got a lot of work to do. And that's just to get started. 3 miles in an hour. That's a 20-minute mile with a light ruck. And I know, and I don't want to hear it, we have members of the Bear Nation who are missing limbs and have better ruck times than some of us. Okay? Bless them and thank you for your service. Excuses are lies. I don't want to hear about why you can't do things. I want to hear about what you are doing. But Bear, that's exactly right, overall living. Go tell that to Free Spirit Press News. That sister's awesome. You know what I got on Instagram from her the day she got her new leg? An image of her on a treadmill. She don't want to hear your bullshit. Neither do I. Pick up something heavy and put it down again, and then pick it up again and then put it down again, and do that over and over and over until you're having so much trouble breathing that you feel like you might die. Then stop, drink water, and then go run. And then when you're done with that, do it over again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Okay? Okay. Awesome. And I'm saying this in love, because if the thing that we don't want to happen happens, physical strength matters. Physical conditioning matters. War is not fought from your back porch or your mailbox or your cul-de-sac. You want to be able to act, not be acted upon. Copy? Copy. International news. In the United Kingdom, bread prices are up after extreme weather resulted in the worst wheat harvest in 40 years. This is food scarcity. And Hawaii's DOT has announced that it will shut down the H3 freeway, a 15-mile-long interstate on Oahu, to provide a drive-through testing site for COVID-19. David Gillis works out 45 days a week. Nice. Yeah, Hawaii, how about no? They're a little extra liberal communisty on Hawaii because they're surrounded by water. But still, no. And then, actionable. A new actionable. Pre-orders on the small medical bag. No, they're not ready yet. We're not there yet. But the moment they are, I will let you know. Just believe me, we're working on it. The last thing, I shouldn't have even showed it to you on camera. The last thing I want to do is put you all in a position where you're ready to buy something and you can't buy it. That's not fair to anybody, but especially not fair to my wife or Forrest, who run the store every day. Right. Patriot Plumber, bless you, brother. New carbon monoxide poisoning from generators is killing people in the wake of Hurricane Laura. 7 out of the 12 storm-related deaths have been from carbon monoxide poisoning. Never run a generator in any enclosed space, even a garage with the garage door open. Excuse me. Local bakeries, ice cream shops, and places that sell pickles may be a good source of food-grade buckets. They may also be a good source of heartburn and heartache when you realize you done got the diabetes. Bulk popcorn can be easily stored, ground for emergency food, and planted. So you should have a bunch of it, because it's freaking popcorn. Check your hand sanitizers. They are not for snorting, smoking, eating, rolling around in. You definitely should not try and batter chicken cutlets with them. That's not what they're for. The FDA has issued warnings about various hand sanitizers containing dangerous and lethal alcohols. Be in communication with your neighbors and sheriff's department and be prepared as a group for civil unrest. Embro, good morning. Let me repeat. Be in communication with your neighbors and sheriff's department and be prepared as a group for civil unrest. Play them the song of our people. Reach out and socially support others, including children and the elderly. If you cannot acquire a freezer for meat, remember that pressure canning, pickling, and freeze drying are all options. Also, consider looking on alternative markets like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for individual sellers of freezers. Also, you might just try and make some like chicken sashimi. It's good for you. Some chicken tartare. Is the trauma pack the same as the stomp pack? No. It's not. I'll show you. There's a difference. This is the trauma pack insert. It's a pack insert filled with trauma gear that goes inside your existing pack. Okay? So if you have an existing pack, you can buy this, slide it inside of your pack, and then you have a whole bunch of trauma gear, including all the guts out of a bear fac and wound closure and disinfectant and cohesive bandages and sutures and more tourniquets and blah, 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 and steri strips inside of here that goes inside your existing pack. This is the trauma pack insert. The Stomp Bag is this. And it is a hospital on your back that's designed for a 12 to 14 man unit that exceeds military specification as laid out by the United States Naval Warfare Center, aka Navy SEALs. STOMP stands for SEAL Team Operational Medical Pack. That bag that we manufacture exceeds the specification for United States Navy SEALs. Okay? So that's what the Stomp Bag is. It's a hospital on your back designed to deal with a SEAL platoon size unit, 12, 14 guys. Okay? This goes in your existing pack. Okay? So they're two very different things. The trauma pack insert adds trauma medical to your existing pack. The Stomp Bag is the type of thing that you want your combat corpsmen running around with so that if something bad happens, you can put people back together again. It's about treating the casualty in the field and being able to effect extraction and keep that person alive until they can move on to continuing care. That's what the Stomp Bag does, okay? Cool. Bless y'all. Alternative food resources, Asian supply stores, Amish and Mennonite stores, restaurant supply stores, and local farmers. You can form groups, you should form groups, and buy direct and process live as needed. Also, I'd just like to point out, all of our first aid kits in the store, all of them, including the Stomp Bag and soon to be the mass casualty kit and the Cub Kit, all of the things, the crash kit, everything we make, as well as all of the guts. If you just need chest seals, if you just want a tourniquet, if you're just gonna get a couple extra things of gauze, whatever, all of that, you can use your flexible spending account and your health savings accounts on all of those things. So, but just the medical stuff. Don't try and buy the trauma pack insert and a bear cup, because the bear cup is not medical stuff, okay? It'll get your order rejected, but all the medical stuff. ALS bag for medics. Don't have one currently, but listen, might not be a bad idea to just hang tight maybe a month or so. But we do have a mass casualty bag coming out. In fact, I can show you 3 of them. They are right there, sitting on the couch in the office, and those are going out to a sheriff's department that kicks ass and has decided to purchase first aid kits from us. So, by the way, if you have an agency or an organization or an institution or a large business or hell, even a small business or a church, if you need 10 or more kits, email us at sales@bearindependent.com. We'll get you custom pricing. We can also do custom contents and possibly custom colors on 10 or more kits. And then if you have 20 or more people in your area and you would like TCCC training from a legitimate certified badass, combat corpsman who was attached to SEAL platoons, who did the things over in the stand and then became a SWAT medic, and now develops curriculums for the entire state of Arkansas and soon to be the state of Oklahoma under TCCC guidelines. That person, if you want to learn from that person and you have 20 or more people, you can email us as well at sales@bearindependent.com. Patriot Plumber, bless you, brother. And of course, the next line in actionable is if you need medical supplies, you guys just heard for the second time the Bear Independent spiel. Come see us at the store at bearindependent.com. You can also look at midwife and veterinarian supply stores. If you cannot obtain seed in your area, plant your pantry. Dry beans, like legitimately pinto beans in the sack, right? Dry beans, seeds found inside of ripe squash and tomatoes, potatoes that have been left to sprout eyes and so forth. And as always, stay politically vigilant and active. Even up in the Northeast, talk to us, maybe. I'll tell you frankly though, there's a very low likelihood that I'm going to go to a place that's going to make me a felon, even for having this. That's 12 rounds in this little compact 9mm, and there's a lot of places in this country that I'm a felon simply for having that. And that's a little itty bitty gun. I mean, look, that's a little itty bitty gun. That's just a little itty bitty gun. To say nothing of our get off my back porch, you're not taking my generator guns. Now, as always, listen, Hurricane Laura's just rolled through. You found yourself inadvertently in the big igloo. There's people trying to set your stuff on fire, people trying to take your stuff, and all you're trying to do is run your generator so that your ice machine and your blender work so you can be making margaritas hanging out on the back porch, and here come a bunch of hillbillies in the back of a pickup truck hell-bent on taking your generator. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to play them the song of your people. But while you're playing them the song of your people, you might want to have some armor on. Why? Because bullets go both ways. This is a concept that most people have not figured out. You are not the only person shooting in a gunfight. Bullets go both ways. Now, where do we get our armor from? AdventureFrontier.com. Okay? Why? because they're our buddies and we love them. And they're long-standing members in good standing of the Bear Nation. They've been here from jump. I think me and the NWA Prepper have been buds like some 95,000 subscribers ago, okay? They've been here a long time, and we love them to pieces. I mean, let's be honest. If friendships were candies, they would be the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups of buds, okay? They're the best. The best. Tremendous, believe me. They might be the Reese's Cups with the Reese's Pieces in the cups, okay? That's how awesome these people are at adventurefrontier.com. So if you need armor, you can get armor from adventurefrontier.com. Spartan armor, level 3, level 3 plus, level 4 multi-hit ceramic, the single curve, the triple curve, the anti-spall coating, the front plates, the back plates, the side plates, the Ranger carrier, the Mop C. They got this, they got that, they got the blah, 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 blah. They have all of the things at adventurefrontier.com. They also have IFAKs, including the bare minimum and the bare minimum and the bare FAK. So if you decide you want the best IFAK on the planet, you can purchase that while you're purchasing your armor at adventurefrontier.com. And let's not forget, they also have fluffy bunnies. So if you're in the market for some floofy buns, you can check out Adventure Frontier for your armor, your IFAKs, and your floofy buns, and use the promo code BEARNATION for 10 bucks off your Spartan armor, okay? At least go there, drop them a line, tell them Bear sent you, and say thanks for being a badass, because those guys are badasses. Copy? Copy. Everybody tracking? Cool. I'm like 4 sentences away from losing my voice, but I'm trying to push through it. Silver linings. One family helped another with a downed tree in their yard and were given supper in return. Neighbors helping neighbors. Another says, quote, earlier this year, the Father called me back to him. I've been reading the scriptures every day since and praying for discernment and wisdom to navigate this crazy world. While I was home a few months ago during the shutdown, I felt convicted to help my parents start a garden so they could grow their own food. A few nights ago, they cooked their first meal grown 100% from their own suburban backyard. Thank you for everything you are doing and the wisdom you are sharing. May Yah bless you. Well, bless you back, brother or sister. That's freaking awesome. Very awesome. All praise to the Most High. And one little community is coming together and people are starting to wake up. Quote, y'all have helped me get back in the faith. Thank you. End quote. No, thank you. Because y'all getting back in the faith is one of the major contributing factors that keeps me in the faith. I'm telling you, people are the best thing and the worst thing on planet Earth. And our goal, as stated yesterday, is to be the best that we can possibly be while in service to the Father, to go out to lead his people and steward his kingdom. Because there's a lot of evil stuff out there that wants to detract from our joy or rape our children or steal our generators or brainwash our people or tell us we can't go to church or can't go to work or whatever. Run your life. No, there is one entity that runs my life. And the best that I can do is get as in line with the Father's will for my life as possible. The end. The end. Notes, bearindependent.com. On the forums is where y'all find each other. So, preppersonly.com or bearindependent.com at the forum. You know what I mean? Hey, Bear, what do you think about American contingency? I don't know. Good idea. We did that 2 years ago. Forums at bearindependent.com. Swag and gear, you can find that in the online store at bearindependent.com. You need a Bear hoodie. You need a Bear t-shirt. You need stickers, patches, whatever. Whatever you might have. Maybe some cups like so. Y'all blew through the Fleming's Fabrications bushcraft knives like that fast. We do have, though, hold on. Wait a minute. This is my knife. There are many like it, but this one is mine. And I gotta tell you, this knife, oh my gosh. Goodness. Can y'all see? Fur? No fur. Fur on the bare blade. This knife is phenomenal. We get like 3 of these knives about every 6 months. So if you're ever like, man, I'd really like to get one of those, I think in 24 minutes, the 3 of them were gone. And this one is, there's not another one like it. This one is about an inch longer and slightly larger than all the rest of them because I'm me. And so when people try and take my generator, I'm gonna introduce this to their kidney because I'm me. But another cool thing, getting back to supporting brothers, Brommeland, right here, okay? These guys are awesome. They've been making tactical gear for 30 years, and they have this 2.7 ounce quick sling. It's 1-inch webbing. It weighs nothing, 2.7 ounces. I've got some QD sling swivels on the end of this. It does not come with the swivels, you use your own. It comes with a Ranger band to keep this all nice and tight together. But what's cool about this is, right, you got the 2 ends hooked to your rifle, right? And then there's a very quick, right here, adjustment. So if you need to adjust out or adjust in, you can with this thing. It weighs nothing. And so there's lots of slings on the market. People are always telling me, yo Bear, where can I get a good sling? And this is essentially like a badass operator's quick sling. And it weighs nothing. It's incredibly well made. It's durable. And there you go. Handmade, made in the United States. These are now in the store. I think we've got them in green and in black. So you can check those out as well. And what else is at the store in the swag and gear department? Stickers, lots of stickers, patches, all those things. What else we got? I don't know. I feel like my wife is yelling at the phone right now. Tell them about the... I don't know. Can't hear you, honey. Can't hear you. So, but yeah, I dig this sling. This one's gonna go on my AR pistol because it's super duper lightweight. I mean, super compact. And we will also be putting one on the wife's Kel-Tec Sub 2000. So stay tuned for reviews on that stuff, but really digging it. What else we got? Veterans for Child Rescue. You guys know the deal. Those are some badass people who are going out there and jamming up perverts, which is, you know, pretty much what we live for these days, is jamming up perverts, rescuing kids and rehabilitating kids that have been treated as product. And I'm going to do my damnedest to not get pissed the F off again this morning. But I'm telling you, there's not a thing on the face of this earth that gets me more heated than children being sold for sex as product. And so Veterans for Child Rescue are hardcore people. They're doing hardcore good for trafficked kids. You can find out how to partner with them at vets4childrescue.org. They need help. They need help. Grindstone Ministries, which is our ministry. It's what we do. It's a construction ministry. We are the only ministry that I know of that has dedicated themselves to building and maintaining facilities for the rescue and rehabilitation of victims of human trafficking and sex crimes. I don't know another one. I've met some construction ministries that suck. I've seen some of the work that was done on behalf of other construction ministries at Bethany House that was horrendous. That's not what Grindstone is. Grindstone is a conglomerate of a couple hundred badasses around the world that when there's need, hop on a plane or hop in a truck with their own tool bags at their own cost and come see us so that we can be the hands and feet of the Most High. And we are supported by y'all, the Bear Nation, in $1 bills, $5 bills, $10 bills, $20 bills. so that we can go and operate and do these things. We fund only first order effects, meaning that we buy the things that we need to do the mission. We don't fund all the things that we need to do so that we can fund the things to buy the things to go on the mission. Nobody gets paid. Let me repeat that. Nobody gets paid. There is not a single paid position at Grindstone. Nobody gets paid. 100% of that money goes towards the mission. 100% of the operating cost comes out of this right here. This is my wallet. And then when y'all partner with us, we take that money and we put it towards the mission. Okay? And so grindstoneministries.com, if you'd like to partner with us so that we can continue to build and maintain facilities for the recovery and rehabilitation of these kids. You can find us at grindstoneministries.com. You can drink a cup of disastercoffee.com. Your life might be a disaster. Their coffee is not. I'm telling you, it's freaking awesome. I love it. The pandemic blend might be my new favorite, although I'm a big fan of Supply Drop as well. Sanctified Supply Co., the unofficial official uniform company of the Bear Nation, sanctifiedsupplyco.com. The Stay Humble and Kind shirt, I need that plastered on my face some days. If I was to wear a mask, it would say Stay Humble and Kind across the front of it. But unfortunately for them, I don't do that. But Sanctified Supply Co. is a couple of awesome kids stepping out in faith to serve the Father and making gear that is honorific of the Most High. And of course, Amendment, the #1 preparedness.com. Hell, it's my show. Hold on, I got some boxes from A1P I haven't even opened yet. Let's open them together. Oh, and I guess it's a good time to talk about the next upcoming raffle for Grindstone. This is part of the raffle for Grindstone. This is an etching done by Clary Etchings on a 12x12 tile done with a Dremel. Freaking badass. That's part of the giveaway for Grindstone for our next fundraiser. It's a 12x12 tile. All that was done with a Dremel. We had it framed. It's gorgeous. This is a young man. This guy's not even old enough to drink. You should see, it's called Clary, C-L-A-R-Y Etchings on Facebook, I think. He did one of Michael with his foot on Satan's head, about to drive a sword through the top of him. Oh, it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to convince myself that I should just let somebody else buy it and not buy it myself. Hold on, gotta get 2 more boxes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, A1P don't mess around. A1P, don't mess around. If only I had a knife. Oh, hey, look, a knife. What a waste of knifing for, that is not for opening. Oh, hey, look, a headset. Oh, hey, look, a bunch of antennas. Oh, hey, look. Oh, that's right. He sent 4 handhelds for the raffle that are all pre-programmed to talk to. What could they possibly be talking to? Why would I need 4 handhelds? 4 handhelds to talk to. I hope I don't cut myself. I don't know where there's any medical equipment. What could this be? Huh. What is that? A Fat 50? Huh. What is that? Well, my goodness. This looks like a freaking battery bank inside of a 50 cal can with a 120 and a 12 volt plug in and out from your solar panel or your whatever. Full of batteries. Look, it's already on. Can you see that? Can you see that? So cool. There we go. Boom. Ready to go. So we've got a battery backup can. We've got 4 handhelds. What else could there possibly be? What else could there possibly be? Have no earthly idea. Cardboard. And lastly, what could possibly be in here? Oh wow, look at that. What is this for? It's a 40 mic can. A1P likes to put things in ammo cans. Aha! Remember that, Dudley. I'm trying to intimidate you for the next time we spar. There we go. What could this possibly be? Oh look, it's a giant freaking ham radio with battery backup, good to go. Microphone and all of that. This is all for the next Grindstone raffle. And it all is incredibly valuable, incredibly well-constructed equipment that if one was into preparedness and was worried about how they might be affecting commo with their buddies, it might be super cool, perhaps, to say go to one preparedness.com and purchase a base station and 3, 4, 47 handhelds and your battery backup. I'm telling you, PJD, I'm telling you, super awesome. A1P is incredibly good at what he does. That equipment is awesome, and that will be raffled off for Grindstone. But in the meanwhile, I think he's one radio away from having another CNC bought and paid for to make this stuff. So, should you decide you want a radio, you'd be helping a brother out, literally and figuratively, by getting one more radio from one preparedness.com. Now, lastly, Bethany House. Girls who have been used for sex and rescued by people like Vets for Child Rescue, where do they go? They go to Bethany House. The Demand Project is the name of the charitable organization that runs Bethany House. The demandproject.org. Looking for a $25. They're sold out on A1P. Bear Nation is wicked like that, man. I guess he got his one more radio. The Demand Project is looking to partner with 300 people at 300 people at $25 a month. That allows them to bring 6 girls through their program to rehabilitate and restore. They have the capacity on site for 60 girls. No one, bless you, thank you. So really, we need 3,000 people partnered at $25 a month, but let's start with 300. So I've said it and I mean it. If you are a patron of mine And all you can do is one or the other. I would rather you give up your patronage of me and go to thedemandproject.org and give them $25 a month. What they do is more important than what we do here. So, thedemandproject.org is where you can find out. You're looking for the TDP 25 is what you're looking for, the Demand Project 25. And that allows them to do what they do, which is put these victims back together again. They use a 6-faceted approach: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, and educational. They know what they're doing, and they need help. They need help. And it does not matter that the director of the Demand Project is on the Presidential Advisory Board for Human Trafficking. They still did not get funded by the federal government. And that's because the Demand Project is unwilling to compromise on their morals and their ethics. Another story for another time, but suffice it to say, these are good people. And so please support them. And lastly, it's the beginning of the month. It's a great time to join Patreon. You got a whole month ahead of you. You can join Patreon for the $5 and up patrons. There's a sign up post. You need to get on the sign up post. There's a sign up post for the $1 and up patrons for $900 worth of body armor and IFAC stuff. So we will draw that winner at the end of this month. Got to be a $5 or up patron. It's a great time to get on Patreon. And if you sign up for the yearly, you get 2 months free. So, you know, the $1 yearly membership is costing $10 right now. The $5 costing $50 right now. I think it's pretty reasonable. You get this report every day, and then you get a minimum of 30, but more like closer to 100 exclusive pieces of content in addition to everything we do on YouTube every month at Patreon. So bless y'all. Thank you for being here. Hey, let's talk to the Father. And then I need a cough drop or something. Good morning, Father Yah. Father, thank you for everybody within the sound of my voice. Father, thank you for making us people of action. Thank you for convicting us and for giving us a life and teaching us how to lead it. Father, thank you for redemption and restoration for the least of these, and for making a way home again for broken, busted up people like us. Father, thank you for loving us enough to relentlessly pursue us even as we have tried to just run away from you. Thank you for sending your Son to make a way for us, for teaching us how to live. Father, we confess Yeshua as Messiah, and I ask that you just teach us how to walk with him daily. Father, I pray that if there's anything within me or within the sound of my voice that's not of you, that we would come together in agreement and rebuke it in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach and command it to flee and be far from us. Father, that you would take any emptiness inside of us and that you would fill it up with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, that you would be physically indwelt in us for strength, for perseverance, for power and authority, for wisdom and understanding, for compassion and for love. Father, for right ruling and righteousness. That you would teach us, and that you would be near to us. Father, thank you for myriad provisions and blessings. Thank you for the best job in the world. Thank you for an awesome wife, awesome kids, awesome neighbors, an awesome team, an awesome tribe, Father, and awesome friends, and an awesome Bear Nation. Father, let this audience be an audience of you, not an audience of me. Father, let these people worship you, not worship me. Father, use us for your will and teach us how to lead and how to steward this place that you've entrusted to us until you come back again and set all this to rights. Father, thank you that the rain falls on the righteous and the unrighteous. I pray your blessings on everybody within the sound of my voice. In Yeshua's name, amen. Bless y'all. Love you back, Chad. Love you back. Y'all have a great day. Hi. Share this out to somebody who needs it. Not for me, but for them. Shalom, y'all.